Alright, how's it going? So, going to make my own wireless Viper Mini that's 4K compatible with the internals of the Viper V2, and kind of try and do the best I can to show y'all how you can do it. Now, as a for sure warning. Oh yeah, right. I'll have to remember to save it. I'm terrible about remembering that stuff, but Azzy, appreciate it. Let me turn on a little extra cam, then toggle back and forth, give you a couple different views. I don't know why this one's just a GoPro, and it's set to 60 FPS, but it kind of looks like junk. But that's a GoPro for you, I guess. But yeah, here's one right here that we'll be making another one. Switch back over to the other angle there. Well, I mean, it's just Twitch and OBS and whatnot. Don't you only stream in 60 FPS anyways? But that camera just like looks choppy compared to the normal camera. I don't know. So let's see, where do we kick off? But yeah, this is the Viper Mini with the Viper internals in it already. I'm gonna build another one. I'm gonna kind of take this one apart to kind of show off the bat what goes into it. Here's my donor Viper. Better make sure that thing's off. Blueberry, thanks for following. Here's a wireless Air 58 with kind of similar deal, the Viper V2 internals in this as well. And then this is the piece that I used, the part I designed. It's a little rough around the edges, but it gets the job done. So basically up front here you have scroll wheel supports, you got PCB standoffs and mounts, and then these towers that rise up are what you mount the side buttons in with some double-sided tape. I've been dabbing a little bit of hot glue in them, but essentially you take your Viper Mini apart, take everything out from inside of it in the base. Make sure that's turned off because I'm about to open that up. And then once the base is all cleared out and flattened out, you hot glue this into the base and then mount the Viper PCB to this. And then there's a whole bunch of other trimming and cutting to get stuff to fit, but we'll go through that. What's up, Bulk? Like, yeah, this extra camera looks choppy. Yeah. Bodermons, thanks for following. Stainless, you as well, thanks. So here's guess I'll go back into the zoom. See the battery in the back there. Pop the top shell off. I don't reuse the screws, and this one I haven't completely finished because I knew I was gonna be taking it apart. Some Teflon tape on your main clicks to get the main clicks working. The two pieces Maybe 3 pieces. It's going to depend on the individual mouse you're working on. It's just a little bit too small of a gap to use like a 3D printed shoe. I tried that and that worked, but the shoe had to be so darn thin that I was worried about the longevity of it cracking or breaking, not really having a long lifespan. So I'm kind of sticking to the tape method for now. Well, obviously you have to find out kind of more long term how well the tape holds up, but if this is something you're going to tackle yourself using the tape method, one, you pretty much got to use aluminum tape, or not aluminum tape, but PTFE Teflon tape. It's thicker and more durable. If you were using aluminum tape, you'd really have to cram probably like twice the amount of layers of tape in there as the Teflon stuff. So and then after the buttons are like on a final assembly, I'll dab some hot glue on the main buttons. Just working. So put the top shell back on to kind of quickly point out the things that need to happen in the top shell. So the base we'll obviously get to, but you got to flatten out the stock base to make a flat spot for this to mount in. And then here on the top shell, you know, pretty much cut everything up front out of your way. A tiny bit of filing or sanding for the scroll wheel right here at this point. And then this hole right here is for the side button PCB to have clearance. So put it back together. But from the top down, you can see that there's barely any room for the scroll wheel at the top here. There's more room up front. So the scroll wheel is back a little bit from the stock position. The encoder. Yeah, it's a tight fit, that's for sure. The encoder is coming up a little bit. So I filed the encoder a little bit actually. I'm not positive that that's absolutely necessary. And just on the metal on the top corner, kind of just a little bit. But mostly sanding or grinding away here inside the main button to make room for the encoder and clearance. And then this hole right here that I was already pointing out is for that front edge of the PCB. It's not coming up and out of stuff, but just there's plastic there in the way that when you close the shell, it would cram down on the side buttons and cause the alignment to go out of whack. No way you're filing it good enough. Well, I mean, it doesn't need to be the prettiest thing in the world, you know. And I'm like I said, this is only number 2. Number 1 is already gone. And I was just nervous about how thin I was getting here. So I think you can file in here without having to do what I did to the encoder. But so that's the gist of it in quick first 10 minutes, and I guess we should get the other one opened up and start working on it. You guys can actually see me do one. Kind of put this back together and put it off to the side. But yeah, it's definitely not a quick and easy job. And there's definitely some spots that you just got to have some patience with and take your time and go a little bit at a time. But yeah, let's put this up and out of the way. So basically, you're gonna need kind of the general modding tools. No, Azzy, you can't. I'll show you on the Viper when I open it up, but um, yeah, it'd be awesome to lower. I think it's a 12 millimeter encoder if I remember right. So you put an 11 millimeter in, but it's rubbing on the PCB. The USB-C port is right underneath the scroll wheel. Volk, yeah, it's only a couple of layers, and they don't, they aren't mushy at all, really. But that's not a bad idea at all, Bulk. And I think you can get them right from Ponage, can't you? As like an accessory. But I don't know if this is gonna sound off through my microphone and like noise canceling crap, but it should be fine while I'm talking, at least I would think. But they don't feel mushy really at all. But no, that's Bulk. That's a good. It would be easier than, you use one of those and like one layer of Teflon over it to. Oh wait, that's the wrong mouse even. Jesus, what am I doing? Here's the mini. So I guess I can do a side by side. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but so quick sound, pretty darn good. Pretty much have the normal Razer optical feel. So, but yeah, let's start getting one done. So first I'll tear down this V2, I guess. Or at least open it up. Yeah, I'll have to remember to look into that Bulk for sure. That's a good call, and I'm almost positive you can just buy them from them on their website. I mean, $5 or something like that. You obviously have to pay shipping or whatever, but Illybane, thanks for following. And then the other thing about this mod is there's kind of no coming back from it. At least on the Viper Mini, you can pull the PCB out of the Viper and put it back into the Viper. But once you get to a certain point on the Viper Mini, at least, there's no coming back from it. So, but at least it's, like a $30 Viper Mini, not, $100 or $150 V2 or Superlight or Starlight or whatever. Yeah, the GPX internals, the new ones. Illy, well, thanks for dropping by. Fail, thanks for following. Rems, thank you. Thanks, Bulk. I definitely took my time with it. You know, the first one took me, I don't know, good about 2 weeks of figuring out. But I did use one. I'm not gonna dig it out because of my headphones. I used one of my junker old Viper minis to kind of figure measurements off of and everything, and probably redesigned and reprinted probably 15 or 20 different versions of this thing until I had everything pretty much just how I liked it and wanted it. All right, well, I guess we can set this aside for now. We don't need that for a little bit. Well, I wanted to get rid of these screws. But don't really need these anymore anyways. It varies, Rem. Kind of depends on what I'm doing. But my kind of service work, more around like $50. Full on builds kind of start at around 100 and just kind of go up from there depending on what the build is and all those details. Of course, I just clipped my nails, so I can't peel tape. Um, 2 to 3 weeks, Rem. Maybe even up to like a month. My queue right now is about 2 weeks long. It's always changing though and kind of fluctuating, but it's kind of consistently between 1 to 2 weeks long is how long the wait list is or the queue. And then, you know, generally I'll get your build done in like 1 day, basically, maybe 2 days, and then a day or two of QC checking and testing, and then shipping. And I generally try and just kind of bulk ship on like a Friday or Saturday. So like if your build is done on a Monday or Tuesday, I might not do a UPS run until Friday anyways. DJ Tragic's rating. Thank you, bud. No, I don't do the painting. I know and work with Nacho Customs a lot though. So I pretty much refer all my paint jobs to him. So step 1 is getting this label off because that's where the screws are on the Viper Mini. They aren't under the skates, which is kind of a nice thing. You never need to remove the skates to open this mouse up. And I'm trying to salvage it so I can reuse it at the end and kind of have the same look as this one, pretty much factory look, even though I kind of scratched this one up and nicked that one up. But Yeah, Ramsey, do you have like a particular shape or mouse that the shape is your end game, but just other stuff you would like to be improved? Or yeah, you're right about screws and skates. Yeah, it's pretty sweet that they aren't under the skates, that's for sure. All right, so kind of list off tools you'll need. Obviously, need your screwdriver with a, is it T6, T5? Yeah, T6. A single lot Phillips, sponger, tape, hot glue gun, all kinds of junk. Drill, a you I can't remember. Do you need the Dremel or not? I can't remember if you need a Dremel or that kind of a tool. And even if you don't, I mean, you can get by with hand sanding, but it's a lot quicker and easier with the Dremel. Throw this in the parts bin. Oh, bulk. I think I got a few scroll wheels for my Orochis now. I can't remember if they're the same or not. Ramsey one, yeah. I don't think it's the same as the Atlantis. I got the mini here. It looks like the posts are the same, but the circumference of the wheel itself on the Lamzu is larger. I'm almost positive. Don't quote me on that right now, but I'm almost positive that the circumference of the wheel is bigger and it's a little bit wider, beefier. So I guess I have a white one. You might be able to see the white one. So, like I have said, the general principle is we cut everything out of our way in here for this to sit in there. And then this is designed around the square of the sensor and a few points back here, and then where it pushes all the way forward. So if you cut stuff out of here in a certain way, this piece will just line you up. I got a similar size hand rem. I'm definitely not a fingertip gripper. I'm definitely more of a claw gripper, or like a relaxed claw. And I love the Lamzu. Both sizes. I like the mini a lot too. And I'm normally not like the biggest Minnie Mouse fan because of my grip and hand size. So, but yeah, just start cutting crap out of our way in here. Leave this centerpiece here, but pretty much everything else that's in here has got to go get out of the way. And then even after cutting, that's what the Dremel comes in handy for, is you need everything that you cut out of here like basically sanded flat. Because if there's high spots, it'll create a rise in this and throw your sensor height off. Kind of designed it to be where if it sits completely flat in the base here, your LOD should be all dialed in and good. I don't know what I'm not like a grip expert, but I mean, like, this is my grip basically. I use the palm for anchor, but still have a little bit of freedom in the palm. But like basically just like that. You know, fingertip is like this. You know, none of your palm, none of your hand is touching the mouse at all when it's on the pad, and you just have all kinds of freedom to micro adjust with your fingers. But you know, like, this is basically a claw, and then a palm grip is like completely in your palm. You know, and then you'd on a mouse like this, you'd have to like basically claw it. But in a general sense, I'm no freaking expert on what all the different grips are and different variations of them. So yeah, Remsen, if that's basically your grip and you're on a 12 Starlight small, I'd kind of just say you're probably on too small of a mouse. Does your hand cramp on you ever? Or is it comfortable? No? Well, if it's not uncomfortable and your hand's not cramping, it's, you know, it's probably not that bad. But like, I'm a 21 by 11 or 21 by 12. I don't have a small Starlight here, but like, I can't use a small because my grip, my hand would be just like dragging on the pad entirely. And like, this is a medium with the infinity hump, and you know, it's like, this is almost too small for me. I need to have more curl than I like to have, but that's just me though. Catcher's mitts. I was fairly good at like baseball and football and that kind of crap, and I think a lot of it had to do with how good I could grip baseball or football. Might be a good hand size for arm wrestling, but I don't have like Popeye arms or nothing. So yeah, we'll just be chopping like this for a few minutes, and then I'll get the Dremel out to get everything nice and flat. These have got to go all the way out to here. That might generally be it. Yeah, we just need to definitely do some sanding. But so I left back here. Pretty sure those are gonna get clipped out of the way anyways, and I'm gonna get this more flat back here because that's where the battery's gonna go. But need to do some sanding. But it's right around the I'm putting up on one more piece up here. It just drops in there and fits in there like that with very little play. So that's what keeps it all lined up for when you are gluing it into place. So I'm gonna get the Dremel out, get that all cleaned up, do a little bit more chopping. Yeah, thanks. Like I said, I went through a bunch of variations. So Can worry about flattening this all out later, but I like to get this nice and flat back here for the battery. You want to leave like that ridge there and there for Grady, thanks for following. For locking in the location of this piece. But yeah, time for a little Dremel work. I'm gonna mute the mic just for that loud annoying noise, and I'll be back in a chatty Cathy in a few minutes. Ah, Grady, did I buy a Viper off of you? I guess. I'm assuming so. Alright, so we're basically ready to glue this in. I'm gonna do a mock-up though. Was I might as well take apart top shell too. Yeah, this is the new one. All right, so we gotta start cutting stuff all out of here. Don't think you need to cut the back off, but I'm going to. Like all this stuff in back here. Try and make as quick of work as that as I can. The way I do this also, I don't really use any of the screws like these. The mouse just clips back together and holds itself back together. So yeah, in here, cutting all this out of the way, cutting this out of the way, this, some of these side ones, but in a specific way that you still don't lose any structure. Rems, I think they're pretty much the same. I've had some scroll wheel issues with I've had two of the originals, and I got my mini, and I had to set my debounce to like 4 milliseconds or slower. Otherwise, I was getting some ghost scrolling. On two of the three that I've had. So. Trying to get this out as one bigger chunk. So. I prefer the full size one, the regular one. I like them both though. clip the DPI button out, because going with the Viper internals, we don't need a DPI button anymore. So when we're all done, we'll just glue this in place, so it's just permanently in place, but it doesn't have a function anymore. And then to get the main buttons out, we got to take care of the plastic rivets. Use a drill or use the Dremel. Might be loose. All right, there's that. Yeah, bulk and overall footprint, it's probably the same footprint, but it's like wider with the hump, it's taller, has more curves to it. All right, so cut this stuff out of the way. Cut these mounts out of the way. I cut them right inside where they're supposed to clip. Maybe kind of hard to see, I suppose, but you got the ridges. So I cut them towards the inside of the mouse so that they still will hit the base and support the base. Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. That's for sure. Okay, then while you're in here, there's right on these plunger stoppers, there's pads that press down on the stock switches. We need to get those out of the way because we don't want them pressing down on the Viper switches. So clip those. And that's pretty hollowed out. I'll get the Viper PCB out, but we need to trim these ones on this side more because they'll contact the PCB. So let me do that quick. I can show you how that one ends up. Pull the side buttons out so they're out of my way. Close this Viper back up. We don't need this thing no more. Refurbs, yeah. I mean, relatively, they're $100 on Amazon, so kind of the same price as just getting a used one. So kind of hold the PCB in place, centered where the scroll wheel is going to be, and you can see we're good for clearance over on this side, but we need to get these out of the way. So we'll do that next. Same deal, starting right inside the tab, so it'll still support the base. You don't necessarily need to if you don't want. You can take those completely out if you want. But the way I do it, when the base goes on, it's at least locked in the base, holding you from squeezing. Now with those out of the way, that should fit. I'm gonna drill a hole right here with my Dremel, like I showed you on the one that was done already earlier, just for clearance for the side button PCB. Cut the ridges out first so the ridges don't throw the off. But just like right here is where I'm gonna put a hole. Time to get the clean out tools out. There's the general alignment. So another thing, like I was saying, is file a little bit right there. It's not rubbing right now as it is, but shouldn't, at least when it's all glued in and done. But I just give it a little bit of extra clearance there. Get the glue gun warming up. This little camera's kind of getting in my way, kind of annoying me. Nope, I think I need to do one more thing before I'm ready to glue this in. Need to cut out, Dremel out the spot for the USB-C cord. Bulk, I don't know that for a fact, because I haven't worked with the DAV3 yet, but I'm pretty sure they're different. Like basically completely different. Just need to get this all cleaned up before I can go any further, really. Alright, so cut a hole in the front of it like that, so you can get the USB-C cable in. I'm gonna do one more little dry fit, make sure that that's gonna be good when I glue everything up. Kind of clean up my mess here real quick a little bit. Grab a cable from the rat's nest. Yeah, we're good. And then just start with a couple of dabs of glue on the back here while we're holding it forward. Hold it down and give that glue a minute to dry. Line it. And then I've got these two holes up front where you can kind of dab glue in there and go up and over into the next hole. Do some breathing exercises. And then some glue over here on the side buttons. Next is a drill bit. Can't remember what size I got here. 3/16. So this hole right here is for the power button. Just gonna go ahead and drill that out. All right, do one more kind of a dry fit type of a thing. This is a power button, like a power button plunger. Put that in the hole. Comes out the hole right there. So you have an actual power button. Just gotta make sure that this is the right one before I glue that down and in place. Yeah, bulk, my solution isn't all that much better. It's basically the same. And it's just, at least you don't need to use a poker on a custom built mouse or a modded mouse or whatever. And that's, not sure that's the right one. I might have to run downstairs real quick and grab one. I mean, that'll work, but I have one that's thicker. It's a better fit in there. I might have grabbed the wrong one. So let me go check on that real quick. Actually, no, I remember what I did. I need to make either a printer adjustment, or I think I just added Teflon tape. I'm gonna go grab the other one real quick though anyways. So grab some water real quick, but I'll be right back. All right, I definitely think I grabbed the wrong one. I think this one's for the Air 58 here. There's a different thickness on the base, so the heights are different to get the LOD right. So yeah, this thicker one should be it. Double check that though. Yeah, that's better. All right. Just a little dab of hot glue on that as well. I'm gonna squeeze a couple more small dabs in. mount up the PCB and see how we did on centering it. Still have got quite a bit of work of fine tuning, but we are on the home stretch. Hopefully I got the scroll wheel all centered nice and beautifully. Tack the main buttons on. Not too shabby. Pretty much dead center. A little bit of filing to do up top. And then a lot of grinding on this button to get it to click. But you can see our right mouse button clicks already. Try that real quick for clearance there. And that's pretty much the rest of what this is going to be is just, yeah. So good on clearance on the scroll wheel. And now we've pretty much just got this left mouse button to tackle. So you can see where they've already got a little indent there. Pretty much going to stay in that area, get a little bit wider and taller than that, and get fairly aggressive. And fingers crossed not go through the button, because we do need it pretty damn thin. And I'm almost positive that's not going to be enough, but it's kind of just doing a little bit at a time. And keep on testing it until you're there and have it. I'm actually going to take the wheel out too so I can see better what's going on in there, where exactly it's hitting. And I might have to run for a few minutes here. I hear one of our sick kids screaming and crying upstairs in bed. So let me check on her and mom real quick. I'll be right back again. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. All right. Still hitting me hard, like right there. All right. That's what I needed to see. So yeah, if you're trying this yourself, this is definitely the most tedious part of it. And I might attack the encoder as well. I'm trying not to. Hello, Scorpio. An X2 with a bad scroll wheel, huh? Off-centered? I don't know if this light trick is going to really do much of anything with the black coating. Can't see light through it. I know we're getting fairly thin, but take a little bit more out carefully. Oh, bulk, the problem is the USB-C socket. So if you drop the encoder in 11, I would have done that easily. But the scroll wheel rubs on the PCB because there isn't a cut-through hole like on other mice. So you can't drop to an 11. Unless there was a smaller scroll wheel, which I've had that thought. But I don't know of a smaller scroll wheel. I haven't really done a deep dive on looking for a smaller scroll wheel, but there isn't one that I know of off the top anyways. So yeah, without that issue, the dropping an 11 millimeter encoder in there, it would be easy. And you don't even need hot swap or whatever, just take that encoder out. I did the opposite of that to the Air 58 here. This has got a TTC Gold encoder in it. Took out the Razer 12 millimeter Kale Brown or whatever it is, and put in a TTC Gold 13 millimeter, so that I could have clearance for the larger rubber of the Air 58. But you pretty much can't go down though. Yeah, I just don't have time for that bulk. But I can definitely help with research and putting in input and stuff, but my spreadsheet skills are not the greatest for sure, for one. Oh, we got it clicking. We need just a tiny bit more. Or the tape. I'm gonna try the tape first, because I don't want to take any more out of the out of the button there. So put like 2 pieces of tape on it. See if that takes care of it. The long-term better fix is definitely your idea, Bulk, with the like the ponage shims. God, maybe even just like cutting scrap plastic and taping that on. That might be too much and too aggressive though. Probably that's like way more than 2 layers of tape thickness there. Yeah, are you talking about like a spreadsheet of what the stock mouse is for the encoder heights? Just kind of like for when you're shopping, you don't need to, you can just like look something up. If you don't already know it, or it's a mouse you haven't worked with before or whatever. I gotta readjust my ISO. This bright background. Oh, Mouse Club's got a Discord? I didn't even know that he had a Discord. See how it does with 1 piece of tape. Try one more. Not so sure about that. I might have to get mad at that encoder. Test printing in resin. Yeah, Scorpio resin. From what I've seen, does a real good job and a real good finish. I think it's a heavier product than FDM. So if your main thing is weight, then I'd say go FDM. But if you're just going for like clean and the looks, then yeah, resin's a good way to go. Yeah, there we go. 2 pieces of tape. We got full clearance. Clicks are nice and solid. Do just 1 piece of tape on this other button because that already clicks without really needing anything. We'll just do 1 piece of tape to balance out the amount of travel. And then I'm going to show you how to how the side buttons work and how those are mounted in. And then after that, it's just basically final glue up, final touches, final assembly, which I might skip on you because y'all can figure that out. Or it's all pretty straightforward anyways, or I'll just at least explain it and point it out. I don't really want to glue this up quite yet tonight. It's nothing crazy. I'll kind of point it out now, but like since I did the rivets, you can either just rely on it just now. They're sitting in there fine now, but when you're done permanently, I would just do a little dab of hot glue there, or even like just super glue where those rivets were to lock it in. And then the only other thing is I also do just like a dab on the side button PCB to lock those in once those are dialed in as well. Oh, I guess the other last thing I'm forgetting is if you want the DPI button in place, pop that in, make sure it's like centered how you want it, and a couple of dabs of glue on that too, and then your DPI button is permanently in place. So those are kind of the final glue up and final touch things I'm talking about that I'm pretty much not going to do tonight. I'm not sure of that. I have to pull. Let me pull the other one out real quick and check. I think that they are. Here's the guts of the Viper Mini. No, they aren't. They look similar, but the V2 is smaller in diameter. You can just see that by looking at it. If that's gonna show well enough. This one's the V2. It's smaller yet than the Viper Mini, and then also the roller post or pin for mouse 3 is different. This might be the same as the V2 though, or the Orochi, because I don't know if the Orochi and the V2 are the same. But maybe they are. I can't remember. I think that the Viper Mini one is the one that'll work in the exercise, right? It's not the V2. I'm almost positive that the Viper Mini and the Orochi are the same. All right, there we go. Okay. Click, 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 click. Left mouse button, right mouse button. Now put the scroll wheel back in because we're basically on the home stretch. 2 pieces of Teflon tape per side. All that work to left mouse button for clearance. Mount the side buttons. And then short of that, everything else is those final glue spots when you want to permanently fix everything and you're done with it. And even if you use hot glue, you can just peel that stuff away or cut that stuff away pretty easily. If you use like super glue, kind of a pain in the ass. So I kind of would suggest using just hot glue and just small little dabs, because you could always remove it if you ever wanted to adjust anything or change anything. why do Viper Mini in an MZ1? Just don't like the MZ1 sensor and wanted the optical clicks that bad and all that kind of stuff. All right. No, I can't remember. Ah, damn it! I should have left the freaking. Never mind. Pop these off quick, so I can eyeball the alignment. I can't remember exactly what the alignment is. On the side buttons. Come on, get it. All right, so the side buttons have got these ridges on them, which are they set your height pretty much dead on, so you don't need to worry about the height. Just put them in here. But there's, you know, forward or back, so you just got to get it lined up forward and back. And that plunger, back plunger is basically just in line or just on the back edge of the socket, which I might need to take the PCB back out in order to get this plugged in. But demonstration purposes, I don't really care if that's plugged in or not. Just get it on there. So some double-sided tape, the thin mounting tape type of crap. Couple small pieces on these posts. And these things are pretty darn good and stiff, just so the clicks don't feel mushy and crappy. And then obviously you'll be doing this with the JST cable plugged in. But right there should be pretty good. Get it into place, hold it for a few seconds on the double-sided tape. And then this is where I was talking about another spot you can add just a dab of hot glue, like on the back side here, either there or there, or both, just to more permanently lock in the side button PCB. Double check that they're clicking and lined up, and there. Oh, you probably can't hear that other than when I'm talking. Evermore, hey, how's it going? Going pretty good. We are basically actually wrapping up. I'm about ready to be done with the stream even. See, gotten to the point where it's basically done. Just needs the battery plugged in, obviously, and then I was just gonna show the last spots where you need the hot glue for your permanent for when you're done. I guess I gotta cut this still, the old stress relief for the USB cable, but yeah, a little bit too late evermore. And then I just needed to get this done because I've been telling people I was gonna do it like on Twitter and shit and whatever. And the kids got sick last night, so me and the wife were up like most of the night with a couple of sick kids, and they were sick all day, so I'm just kind of freaking pooped. So there's your power button right there. And yeah, basically a wrap. Yeah, hopefully they'll be. I think one is strep throat and the other one just is like a stomach bug. But you know, it's like two little kids crying and screaming and puking and shitting and all the fun stuff. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely from. When I picked them up from daycare just a few days ago, like every kid was just snot faced and red in the face and sneezing and just looked like I was at the hospital, not at daycare. So but yeah, this is a done deal. Side buttons are working, mains all good, scroll wheel. Just gotta do the final. Obviously gotta remember to save the VOD so people can keep coming back to this. When I have time, I'll try and shit, I didn't hit record, but oh well, just throw it on YouTube, I guess, or maybe some way I can get it, even though I didn't hit record, get it onto my computer so I can just chop up the bullshit and shorten it for YouTube or whatever. Or maybe I'll just have to record a separate one at some point. Yeah, here on final, you drop the DPI button in. Glue the DPI button in place. A couple of dabs on the main button rivets of glue just to make sure that those are locked in. And plug in the battery, close it up, and you're done. Put the hump back on. There's no screws at all because I had to take everything out for the original screws, but if you're familiar with the Viper Mini at all and modding it and cutting it up or whatever, you don't need any screws at all. It just completely clips back together and stays together just fine without any screws at all. So couple drawbacks of it being like a custom modded mouse is obviously I gotta cut this out. I'll do that real quick. But the USB-C is kind of back in there in a hole a little ways, so you gotta fish your USB-C cable in there a little ways. It's back underneath the scroll wheel. I have extenders, but they're like 3 grams, and then they also come out like farther than I'd like. I was thinking about like, you know, plugging that extender in and you hot glue it in place, and that at least gets you the USB-C out this hole. But one, I think the way I did the hole and crap is kind of more janky. And then it also would stick out like almost a half an inch past the front of the mouse and just kind of look goofy, I think. So, what was the last thing I was gonna freaking do? I don't remember now. Yeah, oh yeah, there's... Here, I'll grab... I have them somewhere back. It's not even any, like... You're not replacing the socket, not any soldering crap. It was just... I remembered about these on Amazon or whatever, and fucking thought I'd give them a try. But... There might not be clearance in the plastic, but maybe there is. Nope. So, but that's ugly as shit, ain't it? Having that thing coming out the front of your mouse. And then you definitely want to secure it in place permanently somehow. So, if this was freaking at least 1/4 of an inch, 3/8, maybe half an inch shorter, that'd be a sweet and easy solution. But yeah, you're laughing. Don't laugh at me. It's the thought that counts, huh? Ain't it? Oh god, can't get the damn thing out now. Grip it with scissors. There we go. No, this is literally the smallest thing I could come up with and find. And I looked and looked. There's got to be something smaller, but everything I could find a dimension on was 18 millimeters from there to there. That's the smallest I could find, was 18 millimeters there. I'm sure that there's got to be something out there, but I just don't know how to find it or what it'd be called or what the hell. So but it's not too bad. Here, let me... Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna finish cutting this crap so I could show you what it's actually like when it's finished. Come on. It's not too bad. At least, in my opinion. It's like the final, like, fit and polish item, though, that would, like, if there was a good solution for it, or at least an easy enough solution, the mouse could be, like, pretty much completely OEM sleeper. So there's a hole up front there. You can see the USB-C socket in there, just in the hole. So where's my cable? So you just gotta push it in there, plug it in. So it's not that bad, but can't remember if it... Yeah, I think it's a little bit worse on the Ear 58, but yeah, it's deeper on the Ear 58. But at least the Air 58, you can kind of see through the bottom, see what you're doing. But there we go. And I think I'm going to pretty much call her there. That's done, other than the final glue up, which I've already explained, and yeah, I'll save the VOD right away. It'll be out there in the ether. These I'm ready to send them out and ship them. I don't want to make the files just public quite yet, but I will. I promise I will. I don't know when. It won't be forever, but it might be like a month, might be 2 months, might not be that long at all. One thing I do need to do is I need to double check the calibration of my printer and make adjustments on this, because I don't think that my files, my CAD design would just work in everybody's printer all that well, because I got some Z height creep on my printer. So need to do that. Maybe send it off to a couple of guys that are really well versed in the printing and have them try and test it first. But so that'll be coming eventually. But thanks for hanging out and watching all, and catch you on the next one.